Today we're going to be talking about lesson 2.4b for math on dividing rational numbers. So when we're dividing numbers with an even number of negative signs, just like from chapter 1, we are going to have a positive answer. When we are dividing two numbers with an odd number of negative signs, we are going to have a negative answer. Now, when we can't divide by a fraction, since we aren't able to, we should instead multiply by the reciprocal. So you should remember this from years past. We should multiply by the reciprocal. And if we remember what the reciprocal is, we simply flip the second fraction. So we're going to take a look at what that means. So if we look here, negative 6/5 divided by negative 1/2. Since we can't divide by a fraction, we rewrite the problem to multiply by the reciprocal. So we flip this fraction upside down, so 2 over 1. Negative times a negative is a positive, and then we use those rules from the first half of 2.4 to go straight across the top and the bottom. 6 times 2 is 12. 5 times 1 is 5. Now, since we have an improper fraction, we want to simplify by putting the top number inside the house. 5 can go into 12 two times, and we're going to have 2 left over. So 2 and 2/5. Now go ahead and take a look at numbers 2 and 7 on your own. With number 2, we are going to rewrite the problem to multiply by the reciprocal. Now, when we need the reciprocal, we have to change the mixed number into an improper fraction. So we can snowball. 2 times 3 is 6 times 2 is 8. So we have negative 8/3. Now, a positive times a negative, that's an odd number of negative signs, it's going to give us a negative answer. 1 times 8 is 8, and 3 times 3 is 9. Negative 8/9 cannot be reduced, so we are finished. Now with number 7, again, rewriting the problem as multiplying by the reciprocal. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. Positive times a negative is a negative. 12 and 15 can both be reduced by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. So our final answer here would be negative 4/5. Now, like number 2, on number 8, we first have to snowball these. So go ahead and pause the video, snowball, rewrite the problem, and come back. Now that you've done that, we can look over this together. 8 times 9 is 72, plus 5 is 77. So we have negative 77/9 times negative. 1 times 7 is 7, plus 4 is 11. So we would have 11 over 7. And we rewrite the reciprocal would be 7/11. Now we can look at this and we can either multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom, or we could see that 77 and 11 could be cross-canceled. They can both be divided by 11. 77 divided by 11 is 7. 11 divided by 11 is 1. This will make your numbers a little bit smaller and easier to work with. So 7 times 7 is 49. 9 times 1 is 9. Negative times negative is a positive. Now again, we have an improper fraction, so we must put the top number inside the house. 9 goes into 49 5 times. And there are 4 left over. So 5 and 4/9 is our final answer. Now, when we look at numbers 9 and 10, we're going to divide decimals. The first number should be going inside the house. So on number 9, 8.4 divided by 2.1. Now we want to go ahead and move this decimal one place, so it's at the end of the number, and we have to move the inside decimal the same number of places. So now 21 can't go into 8, but it can go into 84 4 times. 21 times 4 is 84, and there are 0 left over. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. So our answer for number 9 would simply be -4. Go ahead and give number 10 a try on your own and come back when you're ready to do it together. Now that you have tried number 10, again, the first number goes inside the house. We need to move the decimal 2 places. Since it's 2 places on the outside, we need to move 2 places on the inside. 424 can't go into 3 or 32 or 324, but it can go into 3,243. It can go in there 7 times. When we multiply 424 times 7, we would end up with 2,968. We would need to borrow to subtract. And when we do that, we are left with 275. We bring our 6 down. 424 can go into 2,756 6 times. When we multiply these, we would get 2,544. 6 take away 4 is 2, 5 take away 5 take away 4 is 1, and 7 take away 5 is 2. We can add a 0 and bring that down. 424 can go into 2,125 times, and when we multiply these, we end up with 2,120. So we have 0 left over. Remember that you should be bringing your decimal point straight up. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. So our final answer would be -7.65.